I've made a number of videos over the last few months of Chinese electric pickup trucks, or utes as we call them in Australia, that are coming soon. However, there is one coming in January next year, and it was tested recently by Electric. So is it any good? And should you consider buying one? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. There has been a huge influx of new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. Welcome on board, and welcome as well to those of you who have been here for the long haul. Hasn't really been that long though, has it? It's only been about 7 months since we started this channel. Fantastic to see so many people supporting the channel and commenting. And thank you also for those of you who have jumped on our Patreon account and supported the channel, just even in a small way financially. I really appreciate that. Remember, you can also become a member, and you do get access to some of our videos 24 hours in advance of everyone else. Now, Candy America, which is kind of really more like Candy China, has introduced a new off-road all-wheel drive EV vehicle in the United States that's set to be delivered in the first quarter of 2022. Now, while the K32 EV pickup looks exactly like a regular ute pickup truck. It looks like a Ford Ranger to me. It even looks like it has similar dimensions. But Candy actually classifies it as a UTV, or a utility terrain vehicle. Why do they do this? Well, it's got a smaller battery and a lower power rating compared to other passenger pickup trucks, or EVs. And while I'll get to the specs in a minute, but you'll see why in a second. Now, the K32 will come in two variations, starting at $27,700. Sounds cheap. Sounds like a bargain, right? Not quite. Now, Electric says that this car would cost a lot less than $27,700 if it got federal and state tax incentives on purchase. But I'll explain why the Electric article is incorrect and it actually won't qualify for those. Because just think, right? If you could pick up one of these for $27,700, the federal tax credit is $10,000, then, well, it'd cost you $17,700 for an electric pickup truck. And that is insane. Amazing. Candy America is a wholly owned subsidiary of Candy Technologies Group, which is based in China. After developing EVs and new energy vehicles alongside Geely in China, Candy expanded in the US in 2019, initially selling two models beginning in Texas, the K27 and the K23. Now, Candy is hoping in the near future to bring some of its smaller, more affordable new energy vehicle options from China to US consumers. So that's in their plans. If they actually do bring them, or they plan on bringing them, and I have more concrete information, I'll make a video about those vehicles, when you can expect them, what the price will be, etc., etc. Now, in 2020, notorious short seller Hindenburg Research, who I actually have a high degree of respect for considering the legitimacy and validity of many of their claims, released a report claiming that Candy falsified sales numbers to raise capital from US investors. Now, since then, Candy America has remained very quiet. They've stayed out of the news, and apart from recently removing the standard EV versions of the K27 and K23 from its website, they haven't said much. Remember, the Hindenburg Research team, whoever they are, they released a report about Nikola. This was at a time when, well, a lot of people are hyping Nikola, the stock, the so-called EV maker, the truck maker, the company that keeps on suing Tesla. And they were basically bashing Tesla, saying they had a better product, saying they were going to bring out some hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. Anyway, they promised big things. General Motors thought it was amazing and they were going to join up with them, and obviously did no research. There were people all over YouTube saying, red flags, this is not a good idea, this company is lying. Hindenburg Research did the research, and, well, basically as a result, Hindenburg's research report, the SEC ended up fining the company, I believe, about $100 million, and its CEO had to step down, and obviously he's going to have to give some of the money back. Basically, the company was, in many ways, a fraud. So, is this vehicle the real deal? Well, it is a real vehicle. You can buy it. Well, you'll be able to soon. You'll be able to drive it. But as far as I can tell, you won't be able to drive it on a road unless you own that road privately. So even though it looks like a pickup truck, actually a UTV, which you can't drive on main roads. Now, in a recent press release, Kandi America unveiled the K32 and called it a UTV. Now, apparently the company says that this vehicle was designed by combining Kandi's existing EV tech with recreational vehicles. Kandi America's CEO, Johnny Tai, spoke about the new vehicle, and he said, recognize the growing enthusiasm for electric off-road recreational vehicles. Kandi is leveraging its automotive experience and EV technology to make a splash in the power sports industry. Kandi has produced off-road recreational vehicles for decades and is now upgrading the ride experience by repurposing its cutting-edge EV technology. They don't actually say, hey, by the way, if you buy this, you can't actually register for the roads. But as far as I can tell, that is the case. So that means it won't actually qualify for the $10,000 rebate. In addition to that, as far as I can tell, the vehicle is actually made in China. Not enough of it is assembled or made in America to actually make it qualify for local incentives. Now, according to the Kandi website, the K32 will come in two different versions. Both are equipped with dual motor all-wheel drive capabilities, but I wasn't able to work out how much power they have. However, I did discover what size the battery packs are. The shorter range version comes with a 20.7 kilowatt hour battery. Pretty small and only gives you 60 miles of range. Be good for a local farm truck. If you had a big ranch, you could drive it around your ranch and not worry about the fact that you can't drive it on roads. Anyway, there's another version that comes with 150 miles of range from a 50 kilowatt hour battery. So that would be more realistic. Now, I think the price isn't realistic considering you can't drive it on the road. The base model costs $27,700 and the model with 150 miles of range costs $34,500. Now, to me, this was a huge opportunity for Kandi. They could have basically made this vehicle, it looks like for all intents and purposes, as though you could use it on the road. So there can't be too much that they need to do to make it registrable on the road. If Kandi had have just made the battery pack, say, a bit bigger, maybe make it an 80 kilowatt hour pack. I mean, BYD Blade battery, use the 80 kilowatt hour pack that's in the BYD Yen Pro. Use that battery pack, something like that, and increase the price to say $45,000. Well, now you've got an EV which is actually usable, would have enough range, might give you say 300 kilometers of range, maybe 350. And this is the kind of area where there's nothing right now. There are no electric utes. The cheapest Rivian is like $67,000. Come in the market with something for $45,000. Cybertruck's not going to be available for most people for a couple of years. They've got a huge order bank. So this is a huge opportunity for somebody to come along and make an electric truck. Pickup trucks are the most popular vehicles in the United States and in Australia, and I believe also in New Zealand. So, is anyone doing it? Well, we know that BYD are making one. I'll put a link in the description below to my video about BYD's upcoming electric vehicles, including an electric truck. And I'll put a link in the description below to my video about all the electric trucks being made, or pickups or utes being made over the next few years, and which ones I think are going to come first. Now, in addition to that, Foxconn are partnering with Lordstown Motors to hopefully bring an electric pickup truck soon. I made a video about that too. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. Now, would you personally buy a UTV for $27,700 or $34,500 that you can't drive on the road? I don't think so. So I can't see this pickup actually doing that well. However, if someone would come along and just modify this pickup, put a bigger battery pack in it, make it road registrable, then I can see a lot of sales for a vehicle like this size, Ford Ranger size. There's a lot of buyers in this market segment. Now, obviously 60 miles of range and a 20 plus kilowatt hour battery pack are not going to cut it. No one's going to buy that sort of truck for this kind of price. I just think it's a dream to think you're going to sell these. No matter what vehicle they're being used for, that battery pack is just simply way too small. The pack with the bigger pack, the vehicle with a bigger pack, the 50 kilowatt hour pack, yeah, maybe there could potentially be a market for that. Mining sites, for example, and farms where they don't need a whole lot of range and they can just come back to the farm and plug it in whenever that's not being used. Definitely possibilities there. However, really, Candy, if you're listening and you've seen this video, just re-engineer this thing, put in a bigger battery pack. That's probably all you need. Make it road registerable, charge an extra $10,000 probably cost you less than that for a bigger battery pack, and start selling it. We want to see them on the roads. Come on, Candy, you can do it. Now make sure you check out my video assessing all the different electric pickup trucks that are coming out within the next couple of years that I'll put in a link to in the description below. That was one that I think gives you a pretty good idea of the electric pickups that you'll be able to buy within the next 24 months. Thanks for watching the channel. I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Bye-bye.